home run derby. Set to go. His first pitch is up and in. That's a little stare from Acuna.
Well, stare all you want.
I love that he has taken it on himself to wake up his teammates.
There's a little animosity here going on.
And he goes down swinging on a fastball. Clay Holmes fans his first batter. 1 out.
So Holmes, who walked 6 last time, walks the number 2 hitter, Matt Olson, as he draws the 1-out walk, and it'll bring up Marcell Ozuna.
Fly ball deep center field. Back goes McNeil onto the warning track, leaping at the wall. He made the catch! Oh, wow! Jeff McNeil going over the wall to take a 2-run homer away from Marcell Ozuna. McNeil only recently a center fielder, the greatest play he's made since he's moved out to number 8.
Jeff McNeil, who is not the most experienced center fielder in Major League Baseball, just made a highlight reel play. The pitch in there, strike 3 called. A sweeper at the top of the zone. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Holmes.
No score into the bottom of the first inning. Going to be Lindor, Nemo, and Soto coming up to face Didier Fuentes, 20 years old, out of Colombia, making his second Major League appearance.
This one in play, but shouldn't be a problem. It'll be Nick Allen out in the outfield grass.
So with 2 away, Juan Soto will be the batter. Soto went 0 for 2 officially at the plate last night, but walked twice more. Leads the major leagues in bases on balls.
Here's the 2-2 to Soto. Ground ball out to Ozzie. He's on the other end, squeezes and throws over. At a 1-2-3 first inning for Didier Fuentes. So neither team come up with anything in the first inning. We head to the top of the second. No scores.
2 men away. Albies goes back to first.
Michael Harris, the 2022 National League Rookie of the Year, and trying to display that form again.
And he slaps one on the ground. In comes Mauricio to field. Side retired, so a couple of ground balls in that inning for Holmes. No score in the second.
Well, we go to the last of the second inning at Steamy City Field. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Pete Alonso up to lead off.
Drives that one into left field, and Verdugo will have to play it on the hop. And Alonso's got a base hit. First base runner of the night for the Mets.
Oh, Alonso, who had a single and 4 trips last night, gives the Mets their first hit.
When Didier Fuentes was born, Starling Marte was about to turn 17. And he lines one the other way for a base hit. Alonso to second. He'll stop there as Acuna scoops it up. So a couple of hits for the Mets with 1 out in the second.
That'll put the bat in the hands of Brett Beatty, who has collected 3 hits in this series.
Ground ball. This could be 2, 4, 6, 3. Big double play.
And that closes the window on the Mets in the bottom of the second inning. The 4-6-3 twin killer. And that ends the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. No score. Came inside with a sinker, so it's a 1-out walk.
So 3 walks allowed tonight by Clay Holmes. So after the walk to Acuna, 2 outs now for Marcell Ozuna.
And the breaking ball hit on the ground. Lindor on the backhand. Sets, makes the long throw right on target. Side retired. Nicely done by Lindor. Knew exactly how much time he had against the slow-footed Ozuna.
Ronnie Mauricio, switch hitter batting left.
He leads off in the bottom of the third. Mauricio clocks one to deep right field. Acuna goes back, takes a look. It's out of here. Ronnie Mauricio with his 3rd home run of the year gives the Mets the lead.
Solo job in the bottom of the third. And it's 1-0 Mets against Atlanta, the bottom of the order. And one of the young guys coming through.
That's a kid I would like to see playing every day down there as he continues to, get better after missing all of last year because of injury.
1 down now for Drake Baldwin.
Mets have a 1-0 lead. Drake Baldwin batting for Atlanta.
Drake Baldwin gives it a ride to straightaway center field. McNeil still drifting back. And Baldwin ties this thing at 1 apiece with a solo shot to center field.
Drake Baldwin to dead center. Most cavernous part of this ballpark, and he just wrecked it over the wall to tie the game. That sounded like a rifle going off.
Drake's got his big boy pants on tonight. That ball was crushed.
Here's Juan Soto, 1-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And he drives one to deep right center field. Back goes Harris to the wall. It's out of here. 1 pitch and the Mets are back in front on Juan Soto's 18th home run of the year.
Juan Soto gives the Mets the lead right back after Atlanta had just tied it in the top of the 4th. 9 home runs in the month of June for Soto, 18 for the year. He's given the Mets a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning on the first pitch from Didier Fuentes.
And Pete gets hit by the pitch. So Alonso's on base for the second time.
So the young pitcher, Didier Fuentes, the 20-year-old in his second major league start, starting to run into some problems. And here's McNeil, a left-hand hitter. 2-1 Mets in the fourth. Nobody out. Runner at first.
And McNeil slices one down the left field line. Chased by Verdugo. That's a fair ball bouncing into the corner. Alonso digging for third. He'll be held up there. McNeil into second base with an opposite field double. Second and third, nobody out.
For Starling Marte.
That's driven to center field. Harris moving back. Gets there to make the catch. Alonso tags. He can walk on in. And McNeil goes to third. Sacrifice fly from Marte makes it 3-1 New York.
Now you're starting to see the Mets put better and better at bats together. Second time through the order. So Brett Beatty coming up.
Tries the breaking ball and Beatty finds the hole with it. And it's 4-1 New York as McNeil comes on in.
4-1 Mets in the bottom of the fourth. Hits in 3 straight for Beatty and more for the Mets in the fourth.
3 straight singles to load the bases. That'll bring Lindor up to the plate with a sacks pack full of Mets.
And he hooks one out to left. That should get a run in. Verdugo makes the catch. Tagging and coming down the line is Beatty. He'll score. Second sacrifice fly. Now the ball gets loose, and that enables Mauricio to go to third. 5-1 New York.
So give Lindor a sac fly to left. Mauricio goes to third. Sanger stays at first. And the lead is now 5-1 New York in the bottom of the fourth. And Nimmo coming up.
And Nimmo hits one up the middle for a base hit. That brings in Mauricio. It's a 5-run inning. And the Mets lead it 6-1.
Brandon Nimmo's first RBI of the night. The Mets have scored 5 times in the bottom of the fourth, take a 6-1 lead.
And the Braves have a couple of men on in the fifth.
But here we are again, 5th inning, and a Mets starting pitcher is teetering.
And he gets a chopper, no chance to turn 2. Lucky if they get 1, and Beatty able to throw out Alonso. Beatty had to contend with Acuna running by him as he was charging that ball.
And so the runners move up, and now second and third, 2 out, and Austin Riley coming up.
Riley hits a ground ball. Lindor to his left. He's got it. Makes the throw just in time to get Riley. That retires the side. Holmes works around trouble in the fifth. 6-1 New York halfway through.
So 2 out, 2 on. Ronnie Mauricio coming up.
He's gone 2 for 2 tonight from the left side. A home run and a single. He's 0 for 13 from the right side.
Ground ball to third base. Riley smothers. Up with it at the hot corner. Sends a good throw across the diamond for the third out. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 6-1 Mets.
Let's lead the Braves 6-1 as Waddell comes on to relieve Clay Holmes, who went the first 5.
Waddell walked Baldwin, but gets the fly out from Albies. Here's Verdugo.
That's hit past the mound, but Lindor's right there. He'll run to the bag. Now makes the toss, and Alonso picks it for the double play. Beautifully done on both ends.
Well, for Bummer and the Braves, you got to keep the Mets quiet the rest of the way. No room for error the rest of the way. Braves have surrendered 11 hits in the game.
Riley climbing the ladder to take a double away from Francisco Lindor.
Showing off his vertical leap there like he was spring-loaded and went straight up and snagged it to rob Lindor of what would have been a short double down the line. What a play.
We go to the 7th inning. Mets trying to beat the Braves for the first time this season. Braves have beaten them 5 straight to start this year, 73 and 44 since 2018.
So that at the top of the order for Ronald Acuna Jr. 6-1 Mets in the 7th.
Swing and a miss. Got it with an upstairs fastball. Acuna has struck out for the second time tonight. 2 down. Olsen goes down swinging. Got him with that back foot slider. So Buteau finishes off the inning with back-to-back strikeouts of Acuna and Olsen.
Last of the 7th inning at Citi Field. It is 6-1 New York Mets. The lead over the Braves. New pitcher in is lefty Austin Cox facing Juan Soto.
Soto unloads one to right center field, headed toward the wall, and it's out of here. Juan Soto with his second of the night. Number 19 for Juan Soto. His 27th career multiple home run game. That's the most in history for any player under 27 years old.
So Soto now has hit 10 home runs in the month of June. He's 1 shy of 20 in his first year here in New York.
And 2 down here in the 8th inning. Back to the top of the order to Francisco Lindor.
Straightaway center field. Michael Harris at the wall. This one he's got.
Well, finally the Braves got a highlight of their own, and this time it's Michael Harris at the top of the center field wall to bring it back and rob Francisco Lindor. Another wonderful path to the ball. Michael Harris, the best in the business when it comes to robbing homers.
And Jonathan Pintaro makes his major league debut. What a story. Went to a Division II school, Shorter University in Georgia, pitched 5 seasons over 6 years for Shorter, was not drafted, struck him out. Jonathan Pintaro with his first major league strikeout, and they'll take that ball out of play for posterity.
Very nice.
And the Braves are down to their final out of the night.
I don't know that Pintaro was thinking for very long that he'd be facing Ronald Acuna Jr. in a big league game in the 9th inning, but here he is. So this crowd comes to its feet now. Pintaro feeling it. 7-1 Mets, 2 out in the 9th. Runners at second and third.
Acuna lines it fair. And the Braves will score 2.
Ronald Acuna hit a fireball down the left field line, and he makes it a 7-3 game. RBI 17 and 18 for Acuna.
Tying run will move into the on-deck circle, and so hustling out of the dugout is Carlos Mendoza, and Pintaro cannot finish his first major league inning. They're going to need Edwin Diaz to close this out.
2-1 to Ozuna. And the slider hit to short. Takes an awkward hop. Lindor goes to second. Gets the force. And the ball game is over. Diaz gets the final out. Soto